Hello, my name is Design Ghost and welcome to another episode of our design series where we learn everything design. If you are new here and you've not subscribed to our channel yet, kindly subscribe to our channel and don't forget to put us on post notifications so that you do not miss any amazing content we post here. Today, we are going to learn how to design a UI for a landing page for a website. So without wasting too much of your time, let's get right into the video. So we'll open our Figma. You are going to use Figma in this tutorial. So open our Figma. We've got a new page. These are the colors that we are going to use for this particular design. So we'll start off by creating a frame, and we are going to choose presentations. We are going to use a 1920 by 1080. So we'll choose that one. If you want to learn the basic dashboard or the basic interface of Figma, on your screen is a video. You can click on it for a quick journey through the interface of Figma. So we'll continue. We are going to call this frame home. Now our design is going to have 3 sections with a hero section, a navbar and a footer. So we start off by creating a grid which is going to help our positioning and our alignment in our work. So we are going to select the home. We are going to select the home frame. Then we are going to go out layout grid. We are going to add a grid, and normally I choose columns. I make them 12. So 12 is a bit even. It is even, so we can choose 3 columns when we are drawing shapes, or we can choose 2 columns when you are drawing a shape. In no time you get to know the importance of this. So the gutters are the spaces between them, so 15, and the margins I'm going to go for 155. This is what I have been using. So, and here we have the opportunity to change the color. If the grid color is the same as the colors you are going to use, you can change it. Alright, so we start by creating a navbar. We draw our shape. Because of the nature of our design, our navbar is white and our hero section is black, so I would also want to draw the hero section so that when I make the navbar white, it will be visible. So let me change the color. So fill, change the color to black and this to white. We're going to take it, bring it on top of our hero section so that it will be visible, but we will also decrease the opacity to about 21. Let's see what's happening. Okay, now with the nature of our design, you can see that red as the grid is not helping, so we can actually change the color to something like white. I think white will be better. Okay, Great. Now we'll start off by adding our text. So in web we say they are the nav links, so it's home, and when you type your text you click outside of it so that you can apply some effect to typography. And I'm going to use poppins. And I'm going to use 32 bold. Right, take it up. Now because I'll be using this particular text formatting very often, I'm going to add it as my H3. We have H1, H2, H3, header 1, header 2, header 3. Alright, so I'll be adding it. So the plus icon here, create style, then I call this H3, then I create the style. So the next time I type any text, all that I have to do is just to select the H3 and the formatting will be done. Because some of the texts they are longer than expected in our nav links, we are going to duplicate and let Figma detect the spacing. Okay, so the next one is menu. Log. Now I can group these, select these and call them nav links, about to home, right click and frame selection. In a short while I will show you the essence of framing selections rather than grouping them. Alright, so let's call this nav links. Now we are going to add a button here, so we choose a rectangle, very nice rectangle. Increase the corners to about 60. Give it a stroke of 2. White. And now the fill color from our color palette, make sure your color is on hex so that you can use the same color code you can type. So F3 BT 68. No, the stroke is supposed to be white. So the fill. and in that we are going to write reservations. We can see our H3 is been applied. All we need to do is to change the fill, select that, select the shape, and the layout we are going to choose this icon, use auto layout. This icon is an auto layout, so it does the positioning for us. So why? And it frames it. So why we frame object shapes and buttons are because when you begin to increase it, it does the alignment for you. When you begin to decrease it, it does the alignment for you. It makes sure that your alignment is always equal no matter the size you change it to. All right, so we call this button. Now let's take off the grid and see what is really going on. Okay, nice. Let's bring that back our grid. Now we are going to add our logo. If you have a logo, you can add it here. So you can see logo here. Let's decrease the opacity a bit. All right. Now we can select our nav links, our button, our shape, and frame selection, and call it nav bar. Now we are done with our nav bar, so we move on to our hero section. In the hero section, we are going to put a picture here and the text here. So we are going to divide the columns into 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is where our text is going to be, and the 6 for the picture. And these are the resources we are going to use for our design. In the description is a link to our Telegram page where you can find links to download all these resources for free. So we are going to bring in the image we are going to use for our hero section. We're going to drag and drop it inside. We're going to increase the size. Let's bring it behind. Now rectangle, we are going to give it a gradient fill. So let's select choose gradient, make this part black, and this part I'm going to decrease it. Let's pull this. Wait. Let's bring it down a bit. Now let's take off the grid and see what's happening. Okay, so we can see the line, so let's fix this. All right, and that. Great. Let's bring in our guide. And now we can add up our test. Typography, we are going to detach this style and create a new style. We are going to use Tesca for all our headings, font size of 80, line height of 90. Let's take it up a bit. Because we'll be using this style frequently, we are going to add it up. We're going to add it up. We're going to call it H1. We're going to create the style. Now we are going to add some text here. So I'll bring in a copied text from somewhere. So stay with me. Okay. So we add the text up. And we will not be using this. We are going to use what we call paragraph for this text. So we are going to detach the style, create another one, Poppins again. This time we are using regular, font size of 30. So we can select the tool and say test, frame it, now we are going to add a button here, a CTA. So we are going to add a button, corners to 60. Order now. Detach again. Poppins. Let's see 60. I think 48 is good. Bold, and I'm going to frame it and call it button. Now a quick tip, if you are working on a project that you are going to invite other persons to edit, you need to state the font styles that you used so that they don't get confused as to what you are doing, or they don't get confused when they are trying to also edit. So what you are going to do that is going to help is that you are going to right click the font, and as you say add new folder, then you call the folder the name of the font. So this one is Tesca, so I can see Tesca. And I have my H1 in here. Same thing applies here. Then I say Poppins. So whatever font that I create, I make sure I put it under a particular category so that anyone that is also editing will know that, okay, this font is this font is that. All right. So we are done with our hero section 2. So we are going to select button, text, rectangle, and image. Then we are going to frame selection 2. We are going to call it hero section. Make sure nav bar is on top of it. Then these two, we are not going to move them again, so we are going to lock them. Now we create another section. And the color is and the color is 7777 with the 6 opacity. Let's bring in our layout guide. Let's add our text. Typography. We are going to add this to as our H2. Sorry. To H2. Create style. Now we can group these two. Let's add and call it a P. So it's called a paragraph. Now we select that and breakfast. And we frame it. We call it test. That and food. That and food. We can frame it and we call it content. Now we can hold Alt and duplicate because we want 3 of that. Now we can group the 3, frame it and call that container. Now we can position it well in the middle well, but they cannot all be breakfast, so we can make some slight changes. Call this lunch. Call this dinner. You can group that, that, and call it, frame it and call it test. With a rectangle and the container, and frame that one too as well, and then we call it section 1. Now we add another section. Let's lock section. We draw another rectangle. Fill to be black. Our special dishes. Typography. We are going to add our images by 2 columns, so 2 columns per image. So you are going to draw shapes that is going to fill the 2 columns. Now we are going to duplicate them by holding Alt. We are using the gutters as our spacing. We are going to add our images. We are going to select the shape beneath it. Select this, right click and use as mask. So this way you can position, zoom it anyhow you want it. So we are going to add images to these extra shapes, so stay with me as I do that. Okay, so we are going to group all these mask and call them image. We are going to frame them, frame selection, images, put it in the center. And we are going to add a button here that says order now. So bring in our shape again, draw a nice rectangle, corners 60, fill, break the chain, H3, sorry, so we have H3 here, so maybe H4. Yeah. I'm going to auto layout, button, I'm going to select all that. I'm going to frame that. I'm going to call it section 2. We add the last section. Going to draw a shape. Hold Alt to duplicate. I'm going to add a button to it. This time around it's going to be black. I'm going to say read more. Detach this, and then we are going to choose the H4, select that, select the shape, auto layout. Auto layout. And we are going to bring an image here. We're going to put it in. Cool. We're going to mask it. We're going to select these tests. Frame selection. We are going to call it test. And that we're going to call it a button. So button test image background frame selection section 3. And the last section that we are going to add is a footer. So let's increase this a bit. The rectangle, black, so the footer is full of short links, quick links, and other necessary information. They are basically tests. So stay with me as I add these tests to it. So that's it, and this brings us to the end of today's episode of our design series. If you've watched up to this part and you're still not subscribed yet, kindly subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to put us on post notifications so that you do not miss any amazing content we post here. This is the beginning of our UI UX design journey, so stay with me and be here for more. My name is Design Ghost, and see you in the next episode. Bye.